Hello, my name is FRANCESFOX, and I apologize. I am 10 minutes late. I was not able to do the chat I had always on Wednesdays at 2. I'm in the middle of a huge frequency shift, which triggers migraines, dizziness, and all the rest, and it felt more important for me to take care of myself, which is what you should do. Lots of water, lots of rest. Even if you think you're sleeping too much, it may not be because you're depressed. It may be because your body simply feels beaten up because of the frequency shift. I'm trained in remote viewing and in all the other psychic skills, and honestly, certainly what's going on today is the reason for me having chosen that before I incarnated. Because without being able to see what's happening in the other dimensions, basically we're just getting beaten up. Our bodies and our minds were confused, dizzy, migraines ringing in the ear. As you can see with me, the light keeps changing. Nothing is changing in terms of the light. My frequency is not stable yet. A lot of people probably think that they are going nuts. I want to show you what it is that we achieved yesterday in this chat in English at 7. We started with this, and again, here we go with the third eye. We did a little bit of mantras, and we ended up with this. And then, no, this is actually the second chat. This is what we did. Darn, no, it's the first chat. And then we were talking about family, and here we have our family around us. In the chat afterwards in Spanish, in which there are many, many more people, we had like 400, which means we probably had 800 because our numbers are definitely controlled. We started like this, third eye, but controlled. I'm going to do the way you look now, but first I want to review this with people that are new. Then we went ahead and we opened up after we did the mantra having to do with being afraid. And then this is in the chat at 8:30. We opened up even more, and it's all third eye, and crown chakra. And then everything in the third eye dropped even lower. I told everybody to visualize or to intend to be able to see out of the palm of their hand, which is what an ET told me when I was young, that you can see out of the palm of your hand, that you can actually see out of any part of your body. So that dropped. Then it got even more. It dropped even more. The whole trick is that the energy of our third eye, I think, needs to drop into our heart center. And when it does that, this is the way we're going to look, which is the way the Buddha looks, Mother Teresa, Plato. Now, as I've told you, until several weeks ago, I never had to use pens that were any color other than red and black. And now what I'm using is mainly blue and green. I've been doing this for years. So we are definitely, our consciousness is changing, our vibration is raising. The third eye is everything. And then apparently dropping it into our heart center. So we're going to do that today. There is news in spaceweather.com. We use the graphic, which is from spaceweather.com, to promote this chat. And during the eclipse, there was a change of frequencies for the radio for many radio stations. And they have a graph there where you can see. That's something very measurable and very concrete. What I am sketching is less concrete, further away from the physical dimension, but it's still totally accurate. And if you're feeling out of sorts, if you feel like you don't belong, if you're dizzy, if you're confused, if your vision is blurry, and you know that you're going through a frequency shift, it's a heck of a lot easier than to think there's something the matter with you. There is something the matter with you. You're in a frequency shift. Now, we are changing our consciousness from dimensions to vibrations that haven't existed on planet Earth before. There are times in which our consciousness changes very quickly, and all of those times, except for one, societies have rituals to protect you while your consciousness is changing from one dimension to another when you're born. We don't do it today. We do, I guess we do the baptism, but sometimes it's done months after the child is born. But traditionally, there's a protection set up for the birthing of a child because there's a change of consciousness. That child is going to go from floating in a bubble with his mother to landing on the physical dimension, getting slapped on the behind, waking up in the physical dimension. So traditionally, that is protected. When you die, there are traditionally rituals for that. You change your consciousness. You pull all your consciousness out of your physical body and into the other energy bodies, especially the astral. When you orgasm, you have a change of frequency. Pretty dramatic. There are no rituals for that. But having sex in a cemetery is not a good idea. It's full of wandering spirits that did not finish their process of going to the light. It's full of other spirits that want to take advantage of these spirits and turn them into little robotic soldiers. And there are even people who know a lot about magic who use cemeteries as a source for many different things. So the protection when you die is really important. Having sex, where you change frequency, and being unprotected, and I'm not talking about condoms, is a little bit crazy. The least you should have is the bedroom, the bed, the setting where you're at should be as clear as wandering spirits as possible. And if you have issues with being impotent or frigid, you need to purify that that bed, because the memory of your lack of success the other times in that bed when it came to sex is still there. You need to purify that, because if it's traumatic enough for you, the fact that you couldn't achieve orgasm, there's a portal that opens up and spirits come in. So the next time you have sex or try to, chances are it's going to be very difficult, because you have provided an environment for the enemy who does not want for you to be successful. In that sense, having to do with orgasm, but then it's the whole bedroom thing with your mate, etc. Your sleep. So protection during shifts of consciousness traditionally are used, because it is known that when you shift from one energy body to the other, from the physical to the energy bodies, when you die, it's a time in which spirits are going to try to come in and mess up that process and maybe even take over one of your bodies. We are now having the biggest consciousness shift that we have ever had on planet Earth, and nobody has made provisions for that. We haven't really believed what we were told by our religious leaders. We didn't really believe in the apocalypse. We just complained about, oh my God, everybody wants to kill everybody. Images of the apocalypse. No, that person looks like they had the devil. They're possessed. Images of the apocalypse. We haven't really believed it. And then we were told that there would be issues and somebody would be at the well and God would come and rescue one and the other would be left. We try to figure it out. Well, it's really easy. Somebody's going to get left behind on the heavy dimension, the physical, and the other people will be lifted up, which is what happened in Atlantis. But we haven't really integrated that. It's fascinating. People go to church and they repeat that and they get angry if you don't believe in what they believe in, but they don't really believe in it enough, because they certainly are not doing anything about it to make provisions. In this group, okay, we are working on our vibration, making sure that our mind streams are relatively cleared, so that we can have that increase in vibration. And we found that the first thing we have to do is take care of our depressions and our wanting to die, which is what we're going to do right now. So go ahead and figure out how do you feel from 1 to 10? 1 is you want to slit your wrist, 10 you feel great. And let's look at the controversial dress, and then we're going to go ahead and do the mantra. Okay? I still see a piece of it at the bottom that has a lot of black and blue on the bottom row, which means that my lower chakras are not what we would want them to be. So how do you do the mantra? The mantra is repeated in silence. This is not an imposition or an affirmation. People say, no, I don't want to affirm that I'm depressed. Give me a second. Let me find this. It is an acknowledging that you are depressed. I don't know of anybody who isn't today. The energies are very difficult. What's going on in the physical plane and in the news is very difficult. You are acknowledging it only because you are directing your breath towards it in order to be able to vacuum it out. This is the mantra. You repeat the words in silence. Why don't you take it to your heart center? Because we're going to be working with third eye and with the heart center, okay? We're going to be doing mental yoga. So to get you aligned with the ascension process or whatever it is that's going on, which is the ascension process, in my opinion, certainly a change of vibration, and also to purify the stuff that is making your whole system of bodies and mind streams heavy. And then when you have the frequency shift where it goes faster, it's like something's hitting you, which I believe is what happened to me last week and happened to me again today. I have some heavy duty memories that I thought I had finished with, but I didn't. Last week I finished with one set and today it's another one. And then when the energy is changing, it doesn't feel so bad and so heavy. I don't feel like something is hitting me, because literally, if you have a trauma that you haven't finished clearing, when that frequency changes, it is hitting up against something to move you. But if you have astral particles, which I think they already know they're nanotechnology, the nanoparticles, if you're full of them because of your traumas, it's hard to get that vibration going. Anyway, let me put the music on that will help this, and we're going to do 10 minutes, and then you're going to come and assess yourself, and then we're going to work with the third eye and try to drop it into the heart center, which I think that you will find a huge difference when we do that, okay? The feet on the ground, Apana Mudra. See how my breathing changed and my voice is softer, I'm more feminine. My bodies have dropped into my physical body, which means when they say, may the force be with you, because I did this mudra, my force, which is my spirit body, is more inside and aligned with my physical. So let's go ahead. We're going to do 10 minutes. We did 9 minutes. We landed on Earth again. I don't know if that's good or bad. This is the third eye. I think we're going to work on that now. Maybe this landing has to do with we did the thing with depression, so we're lavender spaceships between us. We had a very big happening yesterday in the chat at 8. And let me bring it up again. And we achieved this, which is what the ascension process is all about, which is being one, radiating from the heart center, radiating out, rather than our personalities, the different chakra systems. And I felt that there had been a shift of consciousness. And this is going to be the first time that during our get together here, we have spaceships showing up. When we started to work with Venezuela 2 or 3 years ago, we had spaceships show up and it was kind of weird. And I was like, I don't know if I want to sketch this, but I have to put what it is that I see. Turned out that a lot of people in Venezuela were actually seeing the spaceships. A lot of people outside of this country see the spaceships and they see them kind of at the same time. And there's more and more of them. So when I'm sketching this now, I don't have to think of, darn, maybe I made a mistake. I didn't make a mistake. The first thing that came up were enemies that are paying attention. And then we got some protection. And we're more grounded. So let's go ahead and work on the third eye. So what happened yesterday, which is what I'd like to reproduce today, is our third eye kept dropping from here. It kept dropping into, and it ended up going into the heart center, which I believe is what the ascension process is all about. And from there, you have claircognizant psychic ability, which is you instantaneously know everything. You know the relationship between everything. So if something bad happens, you kind of go, oh, I know. Oh, that's because of this. That happened that was bad is a reaction to this. So it's not like, why did they do that to me? It's like, oh, I get it. Very important. That's why we're not supposed to judge, because we don't really know what it is that's going on. We don't have, until now, we have not had all the information. Okay, so let's go ahead and let me tell you what the dolphins told me before this chat, even though it doesn't sound quite as exciting. And it is, they say today, go with the flow, don't argue with anybody, stay centered and spend as much time as possible vitalizing and energizing your intentions. That is assuming that you know what your intentions are. Your intentions cannot be just survival, because then you're going to end up you're going to end up like that. You don't want that. You do not want that. So what are your intentions in prosperity? What are your intentions in terms of your family, in terms of your profession, how you earn a living, or if you're an artist? What are your intentions? Figure it out now and then vitalize them. Mantras is the easiest way. You can do sketches, visualizations. Okay. So repeating that statement, stay centered and spend as much time as possible vitalizing or energizing your intentions. It is vital that you not fill up with images of wars, as that will help your frequency. As doing that will help your frequency. Well, it is vital you not fill up with images as war, as they will. I'm missing a word here. You need to vitalize peace in your life and look for peace and reconciliation. Can we reconcile with enemies? If we can shift the energies, it will help reverse the push for war. And it's true. And I myself am finding that I'm looking at people that I didn't want anywhere near me, and I don't want to. I'm finding that I can look at them with more kindness and more understanding. And it's not making me crazy thinking that they're inside my space, or that they want something, or that they might do something. I think a lot of us are moving in that direction. But as we do it, the more of us that do that, the more we're creating like a tsunami, a movement, a frequency that might be able to counteract the frequency with that push for war. Okay, but let's go ahead and let's go with the third eye. Let's start doing that mantra, and we will change the music, the video. Give me a second. Okay, the mantra for the third eye is very interesting. The mantra for the third eye is, even though I'm afraid to be a master, I love and accept myself. And I did not understand that mantra until actually recently, because our superpowers are in our third eye. That's where they are. So when this is not developed, you don't have access to your superpowers, or you have very little access. And I'm going to put this up again. What is this image telling us? It's not allowed to use the third eye. And I have to say that appears to be the case today, but a lot of us are doing it anyway, opening that energy center up. So getting back to the mantra, it is, even though I'm afraid to be a master, I love and accept myself. And the music, plus the images, the musical notes, the sounds that we have in this video have to do with supporting and developing your throat chakra, which connects to the galactic, third eye, which connects to the galactic, which is off planet, your crown chakra, which connects to the galactic. So let's go ahead and do 10 minutes of this. We've got the time. Let's do 15 minutes. You're sitting very relaxed. You can do this mantra. These two fingers touching the thumbs. Initially, I found it very difficult to hold my hands like that. This supports this part of you, which is where we get invaded on the side of the head. And the mantra is repeated in silence, and you expel the breath through your mouth. And I'm going to say again, we got some attention from off-planet forces. For those of you that think, well, how can you think you're that important? We actually are all important. This group is very important because very few people, I'm going to be honest with you, have the benefit of being able to see how they change with different mantras. And they're able to do it because I'm able to sketch it and to share it with you. And we are finding more and more people want this, to the point where in some of the platforms, when people put like, the like disappears because somebody does not want other people to know how much people really want to be able to have something of a grip on the reality of this frequency shift. Okay, talking too much. There's your mantra. Here's the music, and let's do. Just for you to know what's happening, our frequency is raising with this mantra. This is developing. I just did this a minute ago. We're very landed, very grounded. This is opening up. We're radiating from the third eye. These spaceships are sending something, and then you've got all of these pink ones in between. So these want to stop us from doing what it is that we are doing. Continue. I don't understand what's happening. These are benevolent galactic beings. Remember, I'm a galactic shaman and I was trained in interspecies communication. These are benevolent. What we had initially, which was some galactics, black spaceships, which came in first. Then we have the benevolent ones that got between us and them. Now the not nice guys are gone. I don't know why with this configuration, but what I can say, this is what we just did a minute ago. We went from this to this. Now, these are coming in on our left side, and that's where we have the big portal to the galactic. All these chakras do connect to the galactic, but the big portal is here, and it used to be here, except with the polar cap shifts, the ships of the magnetic polar caps, our energy bodies are no longer aligned. So this portal that should have been over here is here now. Actually, it's right here. And when you're bipolar, you have addiction issues, alcohol, drugs. That is broken. It broke prematurely. It's supposed to be open when you are able to deal with off-planet forces. But we have been denied that opportunity because obviously you have to be low IQ and superstitious and poor to believe in spaceships. Well, that's actually not the case because they're even in the Bible. They're all over the place. How did they manage to control that? Really good. They did a really good job controlling a reality that we needed in order to be able to learn to deal with these beings. So the bad ones have been blocked. I don't know what this is, but what really needs to happen, ignore this. You need to take what's here, you need to breathe and just keep dropping and dropping in consciousness to get into the heart chakra. And let's see what happens, because that is where the safety is, because we may have to exit. We always have to exit. When we die, there's a white tunnel, which I believe is the center axis of the chakra system. But there's another way to exit, which is through the heart chakra. And that's the one that's the really safe exit door. Except very few of us have our consciousness centered in our heart chakra because there's too much pain. So we need to get the wisdom, the third eye, we need to drop it into the heart chakra. And then you'll be able to see how you feel and check how you're feeling now. And let's see what it is that comes up in the sketch. So let's just do another 10 minutes, 7 or 8 minutes. Okay. So you're doing the mantra, even though I'm a master, I'm afraid to be a master. I love and accept myself. And you just keep breathing that into here rather than into here. Just breathe it here. And I'll sketch and we'll see where it is that we're going. But you should already feel better because we no longer are being influenced by negative galactic influences. What is an example? What are examples of the influence of negative galactics? Bipolar, addictions, drug addictions, alcohol addictions, perversions, mental illness. All of that is galactic influence. It's not from the physical. It's not the chipmunk from the tree. It's not your neighbor's dog who's a little bit crazy. That's not what makes you mentally ill or gives you that. You have some kind of a trauma that opens this up, and then you have those influences which are from off planet. And there are two of them that are identified by the Catholic Church, which are called the incubus and the succubus, which are the ones that have to do with all that horrible sexual perversion. So, repeating, you want to drop what consciousness you have here, which has to do with superpowers, all-seeing eye, drop it into your heart center, but it's going to be slowly. Just keep breathing. Just keep breathing. Breathe into your belly button, tap your belly button for the next few minutes as you do this. It's pretty important. Okay. This is the last sketch. We didn't drop totally into the heart center. But these spaceships, which basically are they're spaceships. Let me not fix it for you. They're spaceships. They are connecting to your belly button. What's interesting about this is about 2 or 3 months ago, and I wasn't the only person, we started to say, you know what, we need to pay more attention to our belly button. And why don't you put in cannabis oil, coconut oil, flower essences, just drop it into your belly button, massage it a little bit. There was something about stimulating that. And of course, the belly button is our connection to our mother. And it's our belly button is how we got infused with life. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say they're infusing us with some energy that's galactic. We are inside this magical bubble that we found out yesterday is made out of nitrogen and peroxide. That's what the dolphin said. Let me find that reading because this is like really important. And let me correct the reading a few minutes ago where I did not have the proper punctuation. Eliminate war energies by vitalizing peace in your life and look for peace and reconciliation. Can we reconcile with enemies? If we can shift the energies, this will help reverse the push for war. Okay, that is today, but I need to find the other one where they talked about. Nope. Let me see where it is, because this is important, because it has to do with this bubble. Give me a second, and I will read it when I find it, which should be just a minute. Okay. I think I read this to you yesterday. I'm not sure. So I asked, I asked the dolphins, which are the Greeks considered masters and gods. I asked them, what are those bubbles and why? What do we need to know? And they said those bubbles are made up of nitrogen and hydrogen and peroxide, nitrogen peroxide, and provide breathable air, but also protection. The bubble protects during the changes of frequency, and whoever's inside a bubble can more gracefully ascend into dimensions that are unknown till now on this planet. There will continue to be a connection to this planet, but the heavy, dense feeling and dragginess will be gone. Everything will be lighter and easier to maneuver. Keep your plans, but only if your plans can truly make you happy. Change your plans if your plans are adjusted to what you perceive to be reality, as reality will be changed very quickly once the process is complete. The completion of the shift, and this is a frequency shift, the ascension we're talking about, is scheduled for mid-September. That can change. If a nuclear war starts, the process will get pushed forward and happen sooner. Don't let reality get in the way of your intentions, and don't limit your intentions to what it is that is known today. So that was yesterday. This is the bubble, hydrogen and peroxide. I'm not that type of a scientist. So these spaceships are energizing our belly button. To me, it makes total sense because we don't have that frequency. We can't travel off planet without disintegrating or without being inside a spaceship that takes forever. And our physical body will never be able to go off planet because the mind strings that we have in our cells only have 4 extensions. The telomeres, they have 4 extensions: water, earth, fire, and air. In order for us to survive out of the planet, we have to have a 5th element, which is called akasha, which is a type of galactic wind. Our mind, not at the level of the cell, our mind at the level of the cell, they're called telomeres, those strings, but they only have 4 fingers at the end, 4, those 4 elements. But at the deeper level of that sketch that I will always put up, they have 5 extensions. They channel also galactic wind. So that part of our mind can survive off planet, or if off planet comes here and we get frequencies that are from off planet, we can survive. And I think that's what this is. We're getting infused with some energies that is going to make it easier for us to survive in this new earth. I also pick up very heavily during this chat, and I've been thinking about it for 2 days. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be allowed to share with you. So let's have fun while we're doing it. And I'm sure there'll be one way or another that I'll be able to get the information to you, but I'm not sure that they're going to let me keep sketching this. So our belly button is loading. And I was not the only one who several months ago said we have to pay attention to our belly button. We have to give it really good energy. And it is the way we were infused by our mother. So it makes sense that it is getting loaded up now, getting infused with energies that we would need in order to be able to survive under very different circumstances. There we go. I'll go review this all again right now. I also review it for me. And just because I sketch something doesn't not mean I know what it means. So it's possible that some of my interpretations are not 100% accurate. But if I find that out, I will certainly try and let you know. Give me a second, because alphabetical order. Nope, that's not alphabetical order. It's numerical. Walking and chewing gum at the same time that you're holding down other dimensions is sometimes not so easy. So sometimes I can look really out of it on the physical dimension. Okay, so here we go. So we started here. Nice third eye energies, very connected to the planet. First, we had the bad spaceships paying attention to us, and then the good ones came in. And again, we saw this in Venezuela when we were working with Venezuela a couple years ago, and I didn't believe it. I sketched it, but I didn't believe it. Turned out that that night there were a lot of people in Venezuela that saw spaceships. So here is when we started to do the mantra about depression, etc. And we got lifted up. We got lighter. And these spaceships were sending some kind of an energy, but we were radiating well. And then we really, really opened up, and the bad guys disappeared from our energy field. I don't know what this is, where that came from, but that's what came after this. And again, the enemy's gone. Once you have a certain vibration, it's like if you make a lot of changes, and sometimes the friends you had before, they don't match, or there are places you go and you just don't feel good there. It's because it's not your frequency. So when we change our frequency, I think we drop those bad guys, even the galactic ones. We drop our consciousness, not quite into the heart chakra, which is what I would have wanted. And then we're still not quite in the heart chakra, but we got our bubble made out of hydrogen and nitrogen. I don't remember. I read it before. That looks really good. And now we have the good guys, the good galactics coming in, and they're loading our belly button with galactic energies, which will make this transition easier, the change of frequency. Now, the whole change of frequency, I didn't come up with that. That's in the Bible, the Mayans, the dolphins, everybody knew that something huge was going to be happening. And the ascension process, I did not invent that. What I'm doing is I'm documenting it with sketches. And again, 3 or 4 weeks ago, the only pens that I needed to use were black and red. The only ones. That was all we were, depressed or angry or some version of that. And today, so our frequencies are doing really well. The shift is not easy. And that's why we're here together, so that information can help you to have more of a grip on a very rapidly changing reality. My name is FRANCESFOX, and I'm glad to be here sharing. Thank you very much. And we'll see you again, hopefully tomorrow. And I will be speaking until I'm no longer allowed to speak, which I have a feeling is going to be relatively soon.